This is talking about being a fiend and why it's not beneficial to be a fiend. Um, so back in like 2012, 2013, I think like two, no, actually like 2013, 2014, I moved out of my baby mama crib, and I was basically living with her as just a way to try to navigate without having any parents and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Came out of jail, and I was like, fuck it. I found this bitch that was like motherly, so I was like, alright, let me fuck with this bitch. Bitch know how to cook. I ain't know how to cook or do anything like that. So after a while, I came upon a time, like, fuck that bitch. I'm getting tired of her, cause after she's a cougar, right? But once I had a kid by the bitch, it's like now I gotta be a sucker now. Like, so it went from her spending money on me, from her complaining about fucking everything. Like, I'm like these roles is bitch trying to switch roles on a nigga. So I'm like, fuck this shit. So I'd rather just, so I actually left the bitch crib. After I had a kid by the bitch, and this is what happened. The bitch never told me she was on birth control. So I'm fucking this bitch, busting on her mad times, mad times. She just out the blue stopped taking it. So I didn't know. She caught me off surprise. She caught me by surprise when she told me that she's pregnant. I'm like, what? What are you talking about? I'm like, damn, man, why the fuck I was fucking this dumbass bitch raw? Damn, I know better. So I'm like, I was thinking like fucking doing some violent shit and just kicking that bitch in the stomach. I'm like, fuck this shit, man. So I ain't trying to go to jail for fucking murder. So I like, fuck this bitch. So it's not like I ain't like the kid. I just didn't want to have no kids. The bitch caught me off guard with this shit. So I'm like, alright, bet. So it went from her tricking on me to her having something to argue about parenting. And I'm being a good parent, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying, but this bitch is giving me the runaround, man. So I was like, yo, fuck this bitch. I was like, alright, so I decided to just leave a bitch, leave the crib, and just fucking go in the streets and just living homeless and be without a home, you know what I'm saying? Till I find a home. So I was like, alright. So I checked into this shelter, and it was like I was getting public assistance, and it was a lot of money per month. This is about being a fiend, how it's not cool. You know what I mean? You may think it's cool because you get the gratifications of indulging in vices and shit like that, like weed, alcohol, crack, all that good shit. So I was getting public assistance, like $220 a month, okay, and I had my mind set that even though I was smoking weed and cigarettes, I got control of that shit. I have control. And I can go without. You know what I mean? So I'm like, fuck it. So out of 220, I would spend $75 on for the month. And I didn't really have to worry about the shit because the shelter was providing food and shit like that and all that other good shit. So I'm like, fuck it. I'm going to do it like that. You know what I'm saying? So when I was in the shelter, they had people that was getting $220 a month too. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, alright, I spent $75 and I could play around with the remaining 150. So what I did was I was loan sharking with niggas in that place. You know what I'm saying? These is all fiend niggas. So I gave you $50, you gotta give me 120. So I had three motherfuckers that would give me 120. You know what I'm saying? Then I was like, the money I got for that, I could play around and do more loan sharking, and before you know it, I was like, I was like the kingpin up in that motherfucker as far as loan sharking. It's all for fiend motherfuckers. Motherfuckers got a chance to walk around with a girlfriend and blow their money in a day or two. While I was like, wasn't trying to go with no girlfriend. I was being for dolo and trying to get this money off these fucking suckers. You know what I'm saying? Niggas that like to trick off on bitches, trick off their little 220, smoking weed, crack, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So that goes to show you. So at the end of the day, we all was in the same situation, but we wasn't equal. You know why? Because I'm eating off all you motherfuckers. Nigga, I was eating off all them fiend motherfuckers. I was charging $50. I was charging $125. And I'm saying, and that's just the benefits of me not being a fiend and not having self-control. not having control over that addiction, to these motherfuckers that can't control themselves. They need that. They need that fucking whatever they was spending money on, crack, coke, weed, whatever. So that's just the story about just how being a feed is not beneficial. And you know, you just do the math on that.